I work nights. I'm a locksmith. And I recently had this night that was incredibly long. I got off about 8 in the morning, and I could only think of two things. One, I wanted sleep, and the other, I wanted pizza. I took my truck back to the shop to get on my motorcycle, and I headed over to Gordy's, my favorite pizza shop. It's a 24-hour shop. I knew I could get it at 8 in the morning, and I was going to get my favorite pizza. Pulled my bike up in front of Gordy's, and I noticed the lights were off, which was weird because Gordy's is open all the time. And I went up to the door. There was a sign on the door. It said, "Sorry, Gordy's is closed. Family emergency." And I was like, oh, just my luck. After a night like that, of course I wasn't going to get my pizza. And then I noticed across the way there was Apollo's, the Greek diner. I've seen it a million times. It's got those statues out front of the Greek gods all on the columns there. And the sign on top of it says, "You can order anything you like at Apollo's." And I thought, well, I'd like to order my pizza. So I walked into Apollo's, and there was a waiter there. No one else in the restaurant. The waiter was a little bit nervous looking. He had this baseball hat with half of his hair tucked up into his hat. And he's like, "Oh, sir, welcome to Apollo's, where you can have anything you want. Have a seat, anywhere you like." I was like, okay. I plopped myself down at the first table I came to. And they said, "I'll be right there with the menu." I was like, no, you don't even need a menu. I know exactly what I want. I want a pepperoni pizza with mushroom, chicken bones, and sprinkles. And he's like, "Okay, I'll be right over there." And he came over, "What was that now? Potato special, right? You'd like the potato special?" I was like, "No, sir, I don't want a potato special. I'd like a pepperoni pizza with mushroom, chicken bones, and sprinkles, please. My favorite pizza." And he's like, "Oh, well, we're more of a potato diner here. Why don't you order the potato special? I'll put you down for one potato special." "No, I don't want a potato special. I want a pepperoni pizza with mushroom and chicken bones and sprinkles." And he's like, "Ooh, you really might want to order the potato special." I said, "Sir, I don't want the potato special. I don't want potatoes at all. I don't even like potatoes. I don't want potatoes on the side. I don't want potatoes on top. I don't want potatoes mixed in, and I don't want potatoes mashed on my plate. I just want a pepperoni pizza with mushroom, chicken bones, and sprinkles." "Okay, what kind of sprinkles?" "Rainbow, of course." "Are you sure you don't want the potato special? I really encourage you to order the potato special." I said, "No, I don't want the potato special. Just please bring me my pizza." "Okay, suit yourself." He steps away from the table, but he doesn't go towards the kitchen, which is surprising. He went to the other side, and then he calls across the room, and he's like, "The gentleman at table 14 would like to order a pepperoni pizza with mushroom, chicken bones, and sprinkles." And he looked back to me and he says, "Good luck." And I thought, good luck? But then from the kitchen, I heard what I thought was an explosion, but it turned out to be a roar, and the entire restaurant's shaking. And I look back, and the doors to the kitchen burst open, and these two claws stick out. Boom, boom. One grabs the wall, the other grabs a door jamb, and then this head followed after it. It was this tan and gray head covered in eyes, so many eyes that were swirling, and they locked into me, and it had this gnarly teeth with like frothy, starchy foam coming out of it, and it roared again, and I realized, oh my gosh, it's a killer potato! I grabbed my helmet, and I ran out of the restaurant. I see the potatoes coming after me, but I can't see how it's running. I can't even see what its legs are doing, and it comes after me just as I get my motorcycle on, and it's swinging its claws at me, and it just narrowly misses me as I speed off, wow, going down the road. I'm blasting through red light after stop sign. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And I look back, and the thing is still coming after me. I'm like, no, what's happening? I look up ahead and I see a cop car and I think, oh man, they might be able to help me. But I go right past them. They flick on their lights and their sirens and they're coming up next to me. I'm like, thank goodness, they're gonna help me. And they yell out the window, they're like, pull over! And I'm like, I can't! They're like, pull over! I was like, sir, I can't pull over. Why not? I said, sir, there's a killer potato coming after me. And I checked the mirror, and it was still coming. They look back, they look to each other, they nod to each other, and then they look to me and they say, sir, pull over now! I said, I can't pull over! And they said, suit yourself! And they stuck a taser out the window. They were gonna tase me while this potato's chasing after me. Fortunately, another car was coming and made the police officers veer away, and I blasted forward, and I went straight out of the city, and I was going along the freeway, and I look aside, and there's this river there, and I think to myself, oh my gosh, yes, I look back, and the potato's still coming. But I remembered this video that I saw. There was this guy, and he was amazing. He taught himself how to ride his motorcycle over water. And it had to be fast water. This water was going 100 miles an hour, and I was going at least 100 miles an hour on my bike, and I thought, I can do this. and I steered my bike over, boom, and I shot out onto the water. And I was like, yeah! For a second, I was like, I'm doing it, I'm riding on water! I sunk down to the bottom. My bike was going, and I'm getting smashed and trashed on the rocks as I go. My helmet's banging around. I was so glad I had my helmet, and I finally pop up. I was like, oh my gosh, catching my breath. And I look back to where I drove into the river, and I see the potato just, and the potato jumps, and splashes in the river. I'm like, oh no, it's coming after me. And I look downstream, and I think, how can this get any worse? And I realize, a waterfall's how it can get worse. There's a waterfall up in front of me, and I'm just holding on for dear life, getting smashed around in the rapids, and I finally shoot off the waterfall, and I felt like I was falling for 100 years. When I finally came up, the water was moving slow enough for me to stand. I took my helmet off, it was all cracked and banged, and I looked back at the waterfall, and it was still raging, and I saw the potato shoot off the top, and I thought, oh no, he's still coming. I ran as fast as I could out of the river. I ran through this field, and I ran through this forest, and when I came out the other side of the forest, I saw an airport there, and I thought, I need to get out of here. I ran into the airport, and I went up to the counter, and I said, ma'am, I need a ticket to the first plane you have leaving, whenever it goes, the first one, right now, please. And she said, okay, you're going to Mexico, gate 7, leaves in 15 minutes. I went through security, I got on the plane, and it took me about an hour to calm down, but I finally did, realizing, I think I made it away from the potato. Now, I was starving, and the steward finally came up, and he's like, sir, would you care for a snack? And I was like, boy, would I ever care for a snack? I'm starving. And he's like, okay, we've got potato crisps, we've got potato skins, we've got potato sticks, we've got a bag of potato crumbs. What would you like, sir? And I was like, oh, do you have anything else? He's like, well, I've got potato skins, crisps, crumbs, and sticks. I was like, do you have any pretzels? He's like, oh, sorry, we don't serve pretzels on the plane, sir. They're a choking hazard. I was like, anything else? Oh, I've got one bag of crispy latkes. What's a latke? It's a potato pancake. No, thank you. No potatoes, please. He went off. I'm still hungry. And then the captain comes on, and he's like,
passengers, I hate to interrupt your flight here, but it appears that we've somehow overloaded the plane with luggage. We've got too much weight to actually continue this flight. I don't want to alarm you, but we have to make an emergency landing in the ocean.
Emergency landing in the ocean? And then I thought, that's not the luggage. And I looked out the window, and I saw there on the side of the plane, right where the wings meet the body, the potato is clutching the plane. I could see its claws digging in the side. I thought, oh my gosh. And I watched as the plane is starting to come down. And the captain did an amazing job. He landed it right on top of the water. And everyone's screaming inside and all nervous. And we're trying to get out the emergency exits. And I see the stewardess is up front. She's pushing when she's supposed to be pulling the lever. And I'm like, I'm a locksmith. Let me get up there. I went up front and I helped them undo the lock. We pushed open the door and the rafts inflated. And everyone starts hopping on the raft. But there's so many people. I was like, this is never gonna happen. I need to get out of here. So I dove off the side of the plane and I started swimming. I'm going as fast as I can in the ocean. I'm swimming. It was 1 mile, 2 miles. I'm so far out. I've never swam so much in my life. And I finally stopped because I'm exhausted. And I look around and I can't see the plane and I can't see any land in any direction. I thought, oh my gosh, I must have done it. I must be safe. And I was treading water and floating there, just trying to catch my breath. And I thought, well, if I'm lost, it doesn't really matter which way I swim now. I'm just gonna start swimming and keep going till I hit something. And I did maybe 5 or 10 strokes. When I saw the water up in front of me, it started to sort of churn a little bit. And I thought, oh my gosh, is that a whale? And I was like, oh, my heart was beating, and then it started to churn a little more. I thought, no, that's not a whale. Wait, that's a submarine. I'm gonna be saved by the Navy. I was so happy for a second, and then it came up a little bit more, and I saw these eyes lock on me. There were these spinning, horrible eyes, and I saw the claws come out of the water. I thought, oh no, the killer potato! It's right here in the ocean with me! And it starts swimming towards me, and I have nowhere to go, and I think this is it. When I hear out of the side, I hear this huge horn blast, and a cruise ship cut right between me and the killer potato. I couldn't believe my luck, and there was this rope dangling down from the side of the cruise ship, and I pulled on it. I pulled myself up. It was like 6 or 7 stories till I got up on the deck, and people are doing a conga line and dance like, "Hey, join the party! How you doing, buddy?" And I'm totally exhausted and soaking wet, and I'm just looking for someone to go. And I went over and I found this chaise lounge, and I sit down on it, and I'm just trying to catch my breath, and this guy comes up. He's got a platter in his hand. He's like, "Hello, sir. How are you today?" I was like, "I've been better." And he's like, "Are you hungry?" I was like, "I'm so hungry." He's like, "Oh, I've got very delicious baked potato bites. They've got this one has sour cream, this one has chives, this one has bacon. Do you want one? Do you want all of them? You can have as many as you like." I was like, "Do you have anything else?" He's like, "No, this is just the potatoes. That's all we do here on this cruise. It's a potato cruise." I thought, just my luck. No, thank you. "Suit yourself," he says. And I laid back in the chaise lounge and I closed my eyes. I don't know how long I slept for. It was a day, maybe 2. But when I finally woke up, I had the worst sunburn of my life. My eyes burnt, my skin burnt, everything felt like I was on fire. But when I was finally able to focus, I looked at where we were coming into port, and it was my city. And I couldn't believe my luck. I was just, thank goodness, finally something good is happening. We all got off the ship, and I quickly got a cab. I was like, I can't miss work for this long. I need to get back to the shop and make sure everything's okay. So I order the cab. I tell him to go to my locksmith shop, and I sit in the back seat and I just close my eyes again, and trying to rub them because they're burning so bad. And he finally says, "All right, sir, this is your stop." I get out without even looking. I pay the guy, and he drives off. And I look, and I'm standing right in front of Apollo's Diner. I was like, what? And I looked at the columns of the Greek gods out front, and they all looked the same except for one on the end, which looked bigger. And when my eyes finally got clear, I realized that's not a column. That's the potato, and its claws ripped out, rah! And it starts charging at me. I was like, "Oh no!" And the only place I could go was inside the diner, and I run in, and the jingle bell jingles again, and the same waiter's in there, and he pretended like he didn't know who I was. He's like, "Welcome to Apollo's Diner, please seat yourself." And I go and I have a seat, and the potato comes right in after me, and I know what I have to do. I sit down, and I put a napkin on my lap, and I'm like, "Waiter!" And the potato's now roaring at me, roar, coming forward. I'm like, "Waiter!" And he's like, "Yes, sir, what can I do for you?" I was like, "I'll have 1 potato special!" And he's like, "1 potato special coming up." And right then the potato climbs up on the table and jumps. And it's coming at me, right at my head. And it's this huge potato, but as it's getting closer and closer, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And I'm just sitting there staring right at some of its eyes. And it gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it's just this little tiny speck. And I catch it like I was catching a bubble on my tongue. And just then the waiter comes out from the kitchen, and he's got a big pizza with him, and he sets it in front of me,